Okay, so now that we got the juice of the story out of the way, let's break everything down and kind of talk about it.
Okay.
All right, so here's something else that I found that was pretty interesting, um, because as I said, he's still not caught. He is still on the run. They suspect that he killed his family, um, and that the reason why that he's suspected of all this is because they can't find him. They
Yeah.
can't find his clothing. They found his wife's car in the middle of nowhere, which, by the way, they found his dog, Blue,
Oh, yeah.
underneath that car.
He killed the dog?
No, the dog was
Oh.
You didn't
alive.
kill the dog?
The dog was alive when they found it.
Oh. Oh, wow.
And I just found this to be interesting. But they found fecal matter outside of the car. Could it have been the dog? Possibly, but many speculate that he just took a shit on the side of the car.
I can see that.
Who, Robert or Blue?
Robert.
Oh, he could have.
Was he gonna go find a bathroom?
Yeah. I don't think he's too worried about the smell at that
Right.
That is the bathroom, though.
Pretty
Out
much, if he's
there.
out in the wilderness.
point. Yeah, because he was wasn't he not some sort of survivalist too, or some sort of trained
Well,
outdoorsman?
he had. Well, I don't know if he was a trained outdoorsman, but he was. He was the Navy specialist or something like that.
Like a SEAL?
I think so.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that dude knows how to live. I mean,
Yeah.
unless he killed himself, or I mean, who knows? Out there, there's a lot of mine shafts. There's a lot of fall off. There's a lot of
Mine shafts, cliffs. There's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that
Mhm.
that they speculated that he could have been hiding out in.
and nobody's come across any remains in 20
No
years.
remains in 20 years.
Crazy.
Well, I mean, or they're not allowed to look on tribe lands, so they don't know what's out there technically,
No.
right?
No,
Yeah.
I think in order for them to do so, they need to have some kind of special permission.
They're not gonna get it.
No, it's just weird. But a lot of them, like a lot of the people who the detectives and people who have been on this case, they're split down the middle of either he's alive or he's dead. And a lot of people think that he just went down to one of these caves, shot himself, and then a bear or a mountain lion or a coyote came and just ate his body and took off.
So they haven't gone and done any
It doesn't seem like it.
yeah.
In more investigation than they should
Yeah.
have. It's like,
Or
oh well, he's missing.
just leave it be. Everybody's dead.
Yeah.
That's what
I'm surprised he didn't take his dog if he was that close to his dog.
That's what a lot of people, even me. I mean, if you're that close to your dog, according to what his sister said, like this guy loved his dog more than his own kids.
Unless the dog got scared.
I doubt it. You know what was also kind of weird is that when they found the truck,
Mm-hmm.
there's no evidence of anything other than a fingerprint on a soda can or a coffee mug in the center console. Nothing. No hair particles. No particles from the dog. No blood. Anything. There's just one. I think it was a thumbprint on a coffee mug.
Wow.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just maybe he had somebody do that shit for him, and he took off. I'm not a big dog lover like that, but if somebody loves their dog,
they're gonna take it with them.
yeah, they need a companion to be hiking away in the hell out of nowhere.
Yeah.
In April, well, it's kind of warm at that time.
Yeah, but he's in April. He's going right into summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at least a couple of months out. But still, what I'm saying is that he doesn't. Yeah, he may know some of the environment in Payson or Young, wherever you said he was at. But once he gets into tribal land, he doesn't know anything up there.
Right.
A lot of people said that he knew what he was getting into. Like he knew the area. So maybe he did explore into part of the Apache reservation without people knowing.
Oh.
Well, I could see that if he was gone for weeks at a time and no one knew where he was, he could have been doing that.
easily.
Because they're not out looking for people outside the reservation. They're not trying to go look for people
No,
unless
no.
they come into their land. But I mean, unless he was slick.
Yeah.
He knew some. I don't know. Sounds like
Yeah,
if you only have one thumbprint,
right.
you had a 12 plus hour lead time. They don't actually know if he did it or not.
But
Maybe
no
he
dog hair?
hired somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, no dog hair.
Dog hair?
No
Yeah,
dog
that's
hair,
weird.
nothing.
I don't know.
And
Arizona has a lot of bad people.
And what's even not crazy, but it's like it doesn't make sense to me. The teams, not the team. Let me take that back. The I guess team, the search party that came up to look for Robert in that area
Mhm.
was actually the SWAT team.
Huh.
Those guys are city. What do they know about
Right.
I don't
terrain?
know.
Rough
I have no
terrain.
idea. But that's who they brought up there. They didn't bring a specific search and rescue party up
Yeah.
there. They brought the SWAT team. Now, just like you said, that's a city team. These guys are
Right.
meant for their special weapons and tactics.
Right.
You know, if you have a hostage situation, you call these guys.
Mhm.
If dad, like how we just talked about with bank robbery, you
Yeah.
got someone with heavy artillery, you call these guys. Why they brought the SWAT team up to look through 30 to 45 caves in a 10 minutes in each direction. They don't know how to search for stuff like that. I'm sure there's some kind of training,
Right.
but not specifically for that.
So they did attempt to look for him at one point. That's what
They
you're saying.
searched 1 square
Once?
mile.
1 square
What?
mile?
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute, dude.
No. It's like they didn't even try.
Okay, this is what I found right there at the bottom.
Yeah.
1 square mile.
Wow.
Dude, that's not even.
Right.
It's not
That's
a lot.
nothing. That's
Even the
no.
detective, Hartberry, I think that was his name, Huckleberry Finn. Even he was like, "Why the fuck would you bring a special training team
Right.
and only search a square mile? Even if that is the case, let's just say he had a hostage with him. 1 square mile is not going to be sufficient."
No, it's not.
Dude, I'm looking at a lot of the surrounding cities out there. You got Superior, you got Globe, Miami, you got Apache Junction, Tortilla Flats.
Ooh, tortillas.
Those things are more than 1 square mile alone. They didn't really put too much effort into finding this guy.
They
did
really
No.
didn't.
For it being a brutal murder like that and burning a whole village down pretty much
The guy almost
and not wanting to
cut his
search for
fucking
him.
kids' heads off. Like you would think that they're gonna look for this guy a little bit better.
Wow.
No. And what about her family? Her family, are they still in Arizona? The wife was from Arizona,
The
correct?
wife was from Arizona, yeah.
Oh,
And their family hasn't put out any investigation?
You want to know something
Warranty
real
or anything?
crazy?
Warranty. Not warranty.
A warranty, huh?
Reward.
You're gonna
Yeah.
return
Like
that service?
Yeah.
Well, what's crazy is the dad, the father-in-law, Mary's dad. He was 100% behind Robert. Like, this is my son-in-law. He would never do that. Like, there's video of this guy crying. Like, and the guy was a bit of a cripple. Like, he had to walk with 2 canes. Like Lieutenant Dan at the end of Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
You got legs, Lieutenant Dan. Yeah, he that's how he would walk. But he was behind and on Robert's side the entire time.
That's odd.
The entire time.
So he had him fooled pretty much, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I mean, this has nothing. I don't want to say this has nothing to do with it, but it is interesting that he kept saying, you know, just we keep praying on it. We believe Jesus is going. They were a real religious family.
Okay.
I think they're Baptist, right?
The father-in-law was.
Yeah. Southern Baptist or Lutheran, something like that.
I think it was Lutheran. And so after all of that was said and done, on June 29th, the following year, 2002, is when Robert Fisher was placed on the FBI's 10 most wanted list.
Oh.
So he's. Oh wow! They waited a year.
No, it was like they waited a whole year.
Whole year.
And even now, I mean, there's current stories now. Like I can go back and look. I can get on YouTube or enter his name.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. The most updated thing that they have right now, kind of like how with the doodler, they had a sketch or a picture of him of Robert from the last time that someone saw him, and then they just aged him. And he has facial hair. He has long hair. He's fat. He's old. It's digitally enhanced to make it seem, this is what he could look like now.
All right. Man, I gotta check it out now.
I know, me too. I was like, I gotta look it up.
Yeah, I didn't think too much. I thought, huh?
I'm just saying it's a really interesting story.
Yeah,
I'm really interested on.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody went in further to do any investigation, and it's like they didn't even try, gave up.
Has anybody did any podcasts on this? Any other true crime?
I heard one.
Really?
I'd have to look it up, but I've heard one, and then there's a documentary on YouTube.
Okay.
It's called "Where Is Robert Fisher?" And that's where I got most of the stuff from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When was that made?
A little after 2010, I think, or
that's still a little
before that.
Yeah, it's still a while ago.
Yeah.
A lot of shit's changed since then. Hell, we're talking 19 years from today.
A lot of stuff has changed.
Yeah.
A lot. Just cell phones in general.
Right.
The iPhone didn't come out till 2006.
All I'm saying is, as far as developing, when we moved out there, you can drive to Payson. Payson looked like Kennedy Meadows. It was a little country town. There was really nothing but and one little nice little bar like every other Bodunk town out there. But now, I was talking to my buddy Izzy, where he lived out in Avondale, which would have been west of Phoenix. When we were there were still some pretty big areas that were open in between houses or even the developments. And he's saying now that everything has been taken up, all the space, houses are. Yeah. So, and I'm talking about just within the last 12 years since we've been back here. Can you imagine from 01 to 2020 up there? Who knows? They probably build over this dude.
Yeah.
If he died somewhere, they probably excavated and built some condos on top of him by now. Who knows?
Wow.
Easily.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It's just odd no one did any further investigation for it being a brutal murder like that,
Yeah, nobody put any effort into it. That's what
especially her family. I mean, even though her dad, she didn't have any other family, or he didn't have any family that was wondering what happened.
He had a mom and dad. I think they said that they also said that he got his demeanor with his wife from his dad. His dad was pretty abusive to his mom.
Oh, okay.
But he had some other issue with his mom too. I can't remember what it was. I'm starting to remember the story from when we were living out there.
Oh, and I actually forgot to mention this. So in the documentary, Where Is Robert Fisher? They talked to the neighbor, Wade.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I kind of got weird about it because, actually, here it is. Robert Fisher, Where Is Robert Fisher? Was released in 2011.
Oh, that's 10 years later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Wade was apparently living in Seattle right before this documentary was made. And according to him, he went up to Canada because there were reports that Robert had gone up to Canada. So they had reports from like the neighboring states, Colorado, Utah, and all these other places.
Mhm.
And then they even saw him down in Argentina, and now they're seeing him up in Canada. And he said that he was booked into jail. I guess he was in cahoots with the FBI or with the police department at the time, that the suspected Robert was there. Apparently it was some kind of jail. I don't know. He was booked. They brought him in because he was his neighbor. He knew what he looked like. He knew how he talked and his mannerisms. And I guess he was at some kind of table. And when the guy who looked like Robert came in, Wade said that they made eye contact, and this was after Robert scanned the room. They made eye contact, and Wade was like, "That's him. That's 100% him. That's his eyes. That's his facial features. Without a doubt, that was him." And he said that when he saw Robert, he had a face of pure shock on him.
So what happened to him?
Ended up not being Robert.
How?
So I guess
Yeah.
they ran fingerprints and it didn't match.
Really?
I
That's
guess.
weird.
And this dude swore it was him?
He said up and down, I swear it's in the documentary. He's like, I swear to you 100% that that's him. But the FBI agent ran the fingerprints and it wasn't them.
Man, I really got to check this out. You said, where is Robert Fisher?
Where is Robert Fisher? You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I got to check it out.
Yeah, me too.
It's really trippy because I don't understand how they couldn't have found this guy.
Or anything from him, like where all his clothes were, or like.
No
I wonder if
tracks?
anyone ever like checked that hotel that the girl was screaming at.
No,
Like, did they ever check
they just
a
got
room she was at, or
they just got the report that some female was there yelling, saying that he's trying to hurt me and that he broke up with me.
oh
And no track. Nobody did any.
yeah, I was like, what happened to
any
her?
Tracks
Yeah.
at the camp or wherever the dog was found in the
No.
forest or the national forest. No, they didn't send a tracker out there or anything, huh?
Nope.
They barely searched it, so I highly doubt they're going to check the
that's
car.
what I'm saying. Yeah, you're very right. Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they
it
sent the
just
SWAT
doesn't
team.
make sense. People do a lot less, and they're damn
Right.
send out the National Guard nowadays.
Right.
I don't know. This is still it's still an ongoing investigation. Like I said, they get tips. Back then they got tips almost daily.
Mhm.
Now from what they were saying in the documentary, and this is now 9 years ago, that they're getting one every couple of months, one every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Really, even to today.
Yeah. But
Man,
that
I'm
was
definitely
in
interested now.
2011. So now in 2020,
Yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, they're
Probably
lucky.
nothing.
Yeah, probably nothing. Maybe one a year, if that.
If they didn't do that much research the
And
first time
unless
it
he
happened.
did off
Yeah.
himself, or he's
Right.
keeping a really low profile,
Right.
I don't know. I guess I'm 50-50 also. I can't see it either way.
Yeah. I have no idea. And Dad, before when I mentioned this topic to you, I think you said that he probably offed himself.
Well, I mean, yeah, think about it, dude. I don't care what situation you're in. If you're pissed off at your old lady, that's one thing.
Mhm.
And I get it. He shot his wife. I don't condone it. I'm not saying it like it was no big deal, but the way he took out his kids, dude, that makes no sense. There's got to be something wrong with him.
Yeah, clearly.
Something was wrong with that guy. You can't. I don't know. I can't imagine putting my hands around you and
Mhm.
sliding your throat when you were a baby, or your
Mhm.
brothers,
Mm-hmm.
your mother. But it just doesn't make no sense.
No.
That's too. And he was a big dude. He
No,
was tall.
he was tall, but he
Yeah, he
wasn't
was tall.
big and muscular. He was just
That's what I'm saying. You got a guy who's about 6 foot plus, and you got a little 4-year-old kid. It's not going to take much to hurt a kid like that.
No.
Especially, You said
Especially
it
if he had the
decapitated
knives
the boy?
already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you said it decapitated his son?
He
That's-
almost from what one of the detectives, when the first detective that was on the scene when he first had the case,
Yeah.
they said that he slit his throat so much that it looked like he almost beheaded him.
Yeah, see, that's
That's
that
like
don't sound
anger.
right. Very much so. If he,
You know?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he was really that upset about life, and then you realize he took out his family,
Right.
of course, but he didn't take his dog out.
He didn't take his
Right.
He
dog
left
out.
his dog for somebody to find.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a sicko like that, so I wouldn't know. It just don't make no sense for
Yeah.
somebody to be so.
Well, I want to hear what Serena has to say, because you're always watching the ID and ID
Yeah.
channel and true crime.
I'm
This
sure
and that.
that's been on there too. I haven't heard about it.
But what are your thoughts about this whole situation?
It's hard to say. I want to say that he's still alive. I think he is still alive, but because it's like, why would you come out
Mhm.
if you brutally murdered your family? But clearly, there's something wrong with him. He either has some type of mental issue, or because I don't think that's just him being angry at his wife. That's him having some type of mental disorder,
That's
possibly.
almost schizophrenic.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
that's
a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see, him tripping balls over some kid or something,
Right.
but you know, my
To your
cousin's
own kids.
schizophrenic. Yeah,
To
and
your own kids is
I remember the way he used to talk about stuff and what he used to see. It kind of weird, but he had an issue. He wasn't
Mhm.
medicated. He was out there.
Hmm.
He's out there.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many speculations. There's so many, there's so many different, theories behind it. I can't even pick one.
I know it's hard to say, but if people are seeing him in Canada or, wherever down in Mexico or whatever, it doesn't seem like they care to do any research about it, because if they barely did any when the situation went down, why would they go up there and check?
I have no idea.
I guess more than anything, I'm a little surprised that they really haven't done much
Yeah,
as
me
far
too.
as exposing this story even more.
Yeah.
I don't
You
know
hear
why.
about, yeah, you're right. That's what I'm saying. You're telling me there's more documents and more or did you say a mini series or just a document, right?
No,
Documentary.
just a documentary
Documentary,
on
yeah.
YouTube.
Mhm.
And with crime TV the way it is nowadays,
Yeah.
there's 2 or 3, stories a day that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And this Robert Fisher, I've never seen anything other than the news coverage that was on TV in
Right.
Arizona when we lived there. I
Right.
don't remember seeing anything. Actually, I did remember seeing it on what's John Walsh's old show, America's Most Wanted.
America's Most Wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, that was but that was years ago. But you're telling me there's new stuff. I'm definitely curious now. I want to know how much further they got into it. But anyway, good story.
Yeah.
So what did you think for your first podcast? Would you be interested in doing this again?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know about any demo stuff, but I'm down.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
leave
down.
that for your sister.
Yeah.
Right.
Both
Should be
of
all
them.
about it.
Yeah, both them crazy broads.
All about it. I'll pass.
Well, I have a few more that I would like to talk to you guys off of the
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
But thank you very much.
Of course.
I greatly appreciate it. And
Yeah, thank you for having me.
hope everyone has a wonderful day.
Hey, don't forget don't forget to plug Maggie.
Oh yes.
We got more episodes of Maggie coming along.
Oh, okay.
Yes, more episodes of the former phone sex operator Maggie. She will be coming back on, and she will want to talk about more explicitness.
Yeah, she definitely wants to.
Oh,
She wants to go into one of her role-playing calls. So we're
the
gonna.
Yes.
details. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, she wants. A lot of people were waiting for that. Like Jim said, I was trying to be more PC. I wasn't trying to.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
she's like, "No, I'm down. We'll do whatever. I'm an open book." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. That will be coming.
Yeah. There's a lot more coming, but go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll
Thank
see you
you.
guys later.
All right.